Roots Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place, where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, bad credit. Here at Kajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let him have it.
I've got my dollars and I sent in my best offer.
We say yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let him have it with no problem. Hello. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing on this Thursday morning with a crispy 39 degrees, and it's supposed to get into the 70s today. I am looking forward to that. Let's see who was first in the chat today on this beautiful Thursday morning. Way up there is Melissa. Hello, good morning and welcome. And Gina. Hello, good morning and welcome. And Pearl. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see y'all. Welcome. And let's see. Everybody's saying good morning. Lisa. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Let's see here. Lisa, everybody's saying good morning, back and forth. If you haven't tried Tracy's coffee or Coke, I haven't tried the cocoa, but boy, I tell you, she's got some good flavors of coffee. You're going to enjoy it. Good flavors. Let's see. Who else is here? Oh, y'all were chatting this one, and I like that. Also, please do me a favor. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. That does help the channel. I wish I could go away and stop. 33 here? What? Let's see. Deborah, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good morning. Raining. We had that yesterday. And then this morning. It was raining this morning when I woke up. Yeah, I got up at 3:40. I don't know what this 46 thing, but I've been waking up at the 46 after the hour. Buying Space, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you, Mara. Welcome. Chicago weather. Yeah, I believe it. Tracy, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Don't be a bum and hit the thumb. That does help the channel. And there's Jennifer's links I dropped right before the show was starting. Now check it out. Show us some love and support. And there's our channel of the week, feature channel of the week I do every Friday. And there's Carol. Hello, good morning and welcome. And Michael, hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see y'all. Welcome. Yes, don't forget today at 9:30, right after this show, is Susie Woozy live with Dawn from Dawn Southern Finds, live from the doghouse. Mona Deadwood. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. There's our guest today. Also, all her information, Poshmark store and all that good stuff is in the description bar below. Check it out. That way you can reach out to her if you have any other questions other than the show. Angela, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Joe, hello, good morning and welcome. Also, I want to mention real quick, I'm not sure if y'all know Larry Raleigh. He just recently started coming into the show, visiting us from Mark and Mike from Two Old Guys Vintage and Resell. I have an update. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He just got moved from ICU to a regular room in the hospital. So he is doing much better. If y'all are keeping up with him or know about him, keep him in your thoughts and prayers for a speedy recovery. Purple Wings, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? He sent me a message last night. Him and I have been chatting back and forth. Let's see who else is here. Jennifer dropping them links, y'all. Check it out. Hello, Lori. Hello, good morning and welcome. How are you doing, Laura? Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, Steve. Hello, good morning and welcome, Stephen. How are you doing? Good morning. Great to see you. Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, what's up? Hello, good morning and welcome. How you been? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. And there's Mark. Hello, Mark. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. If I can wait for it to get in the chat here. Good to see you, Stephen. How you been? Mark, good to see you, sir. Don't forget, Mark does a live every Sunday at 12 o'clock. I don't know if are you still doing the show this weekend being it's Easter, Mark? If so, it's at 12 o'clock and they do a time where you can drop a zip code if you would like for him to look up some storage units in your area. And he'll walk you through and tell you if it's a good buy, bad buy, why you should bid and which you should bid and all that good stuff. So check him out. Also, don't forget this Saturday, there's going to be a special event on the Hoosier Stacker Bingo. That's all I can say. But we will have bingo on this Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. And yes, I am going to be co-hosting with him this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. Let's see. Scored a storage unit yesterday. Yes, we will have our show Sunday. Awesome. Congratulations, by the way, Mark. Good to hear. I know you were looking at it yesterday. You were talking about it. All right, let me go through the calendar real quick. Hello, little Debbie. Hello, good morning and welcome. Don't forget at 9:30 is definitely Dawn's Southern Finds Dawn and Susie Woozy where they do go live from the doghouse. And Carol's Creative Corner and Irene Leo go live at 10 o'clock with their Carol's Steals and Deals. At 10 o'clock, you also have Stacey May Catitudes where she does her crafting 7 days a week. And the Buddha Chick goes live with her daily devotions at 10 o'clock. At 11 o'clock is Adopted Retrospects Kim. At 11:30 is Jackass Retro, where he goes live 7 days a week. Don't forget at noon is Two Hip Chicks, Dawn and Mary, where they go live with the Chick Chat every Tuesday and Thursday. 1 o'clock is Saved Here First Ella with her guest on her auction. I'm not sure if this is still happening. I have not heard. I need to check on this. But Victoria and Nana Tink, if they go live, it's at 5, if they still go live. I know Victoria's taking a break, but I didn't know if she was still doing her shows today. 6:30 is Roy, Dust Not Included with Janice. At 7 o'clock is Creative Creations by Miss Denise. And she goes live with Dawn's channel and Josie's Place. Check them out. 7 o'clock is Vintage Hippie. At 8 o'clock is Mary with Ancestral Beginning. At 8 o'clock is also Caucasian Sasquatch. 9 o'clock is Southern Belle, Battle of the Bell. Or Battle of Bella, or Battle of something like that. 9 o'clock is Southern Siren Vintage. At 9 o'clock is Steph, Sell Stuff by the Seashore, and Helen with their Laverne and Shirley show. And the end of the night at 9:30 is Veronica Mitka, where she does her live, and I believe it's a live listing kind of show. So check it out. I'm usually never up that late to check those late shows out, but if you are, check them out. Show them some love and support. All right, let me go back up here and see where I was at. Little Debbie right here. Oh, nope, a little higher. Let's see. Where was I at? Right here. Good morning. All right, there we go. Now I'm back on with. Okay, Stacy, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see each and every one of y'all every morning. Dee Dee, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? And the other Stacy, Northern Aurora, hello, good morning and welcome. And Margie, hello, good morning and welcome. And there's our feature channel of the week, y'all. It does change tomorrow. Tomorrow. Let's see who else is here. We already had 30 people in the chat. Thank y'all so much. And there's Chuck. What's up, Chuck? How's Marcy doing? And how's the family? How you been? Good to see you, sir. Let's see here. Trying to make sure I keep up with my space here. Look at Jennifer dropping them links so quickly, y'all, and she's doing all this on her phone. All right, I think I am caught up. Everybody's saying good morning to each other. Thank y'all for being here and chatting up the chat this morning. I know everybody's been asking about a show at 7:30, but I'm going to keep my slot at 8:30 because I do a lot of stuff in the morning before the show. So anywho, now, for what you've been coming here for today, today is our Q&A, all about Poshmark. And if you've been thinking about coming on, asking questions, and you're thinking about getting into doing sales on Poshmark, and you have those questions because you just haven't taken that step yet, and you have some questions and doubts maybe, and you just haven't done it yet, and you're thinking about it, well, you've come to the right place because today is a Q&A all about Poshmark, and that's with none other than Glammaz Closet, as I call her, the queen, the Poshmark queen.
The Poshmark queen. Oh. I like that. I'm more of a queen than a princess, so I'll take that.
I went to introduce you when we did our members only live show, And that was the first thing that came to mind, so that's why I say that. So yeah.
Poshmark Queen. I'm gonna start wearing a tiara on your show, and don't think I don't have more than one.
Volume up, making coffee gotta work. Okay, thank you, Melissa.
Like sitting in a bar wearing a tiara. I'm so Midwestern.
Yeah, exactly. So tell about a little bit about yourself and how you got started with Poshmark, but also don't forget to promote your channel.
You betcha. Hi, good morning. My name is Dana, and I have a channel called Glammaz Closet on YouTube. We talk a lot about selling on Poshmark. Some of the things, I have a step-by-step how to get started on Poshmark videos. I also discuss reselling in general, and then I have every week. Magic happens at 10 a.m. Central on Saturday mornings. I have a live show, and I do reseller news. I do things around the water cooler. I also like to give sweets for the sweet, and I do have salty treats because there are some things in reselling and in life that just, they'll make you a little salty. Am I right? We also have fashion news. We talk about fashion, and not in a crazy way, but primarily what it has to do with like reselling and things like that. So I think it's a fun show. I do a lot of lives, and this coming Saturday morning, I actually do have a giveaway. So please tune in on Saturday morning to Glammaz Closet. And then every Thursday morning, I'm going to be talking about Poshmark with Johnny and with all y'all. All y'all, I'm so Midwestern. Country is a sugar sandwich, honey. So that's my thing. I kind of got started on Poshmark. I've had a lifelong love of clothing. I mean, love of clothing and fashion. Anything that has to do with, anything that has to do with transforming, a woman or a man from daytime to nighttime and nighttime to daytime. And I fell in love with fashion first in like the old black and white films when they really, Rosemary Clooney in White Christmas. Does anybody remember that black dress? Holy cow. And Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's. I swoon to this day. So I really have had a lifelong love of fashion. And when 2020 happened, of course, I was on furlough for a year. I was on furlough for a year from my job because when you sell catering to the public and the public cannot gather, that's a problem. So I started reselling that year, and I found it to be so much fun, and I found this community to be just incredible, and it still is. And so I'm retired now from the hotel business, and I'm full-time Mrs. Nichols and part-time reseller.
All right, I already have a highlighted question, but one of the things I want to mention real quick, if you do have a question, please make sure you use the word question and capitalize it, or just put question or the Q, capitalize, and then at Kajun Roots Reseller, so I can see your questions, because I don't want to miss them. And sometimes the chat goes too fast and I cannot get them all, but I try to. So far, so good. Also, do not forget that all the morning shows, including eBay, whatnot, Etsy, and of course our Poshmark, I've been condensing those morning shows into pre-recorded videos, and it just so happened that the one dropping today at 2 o'clock is episode 1 on the very first what question and answers on Poshmark that I did with Glammaz on February the 9th. That's coming out today at 2 o'clock. Trust me, it is very hard to make sure I cut down as low as I can on a video that is almost an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes and condensing it no more than 40 to 45 minutes. And so we had a lot of good questions. And so I'm basically tearing it down to just question and answers in the video. And that first one of episode 1 is coming out today for the Poshmark that we did on February the 9th. So be on the look on that. I'm definitely guaranteed to have you one on every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll upload it. So just make sure you do have your notifications set up so you don't miss out. I've been saying hello to those that I saw come in, but I do have my first question in the chat for you. And that is what Gina says. Question: what do you think about black elbow length gloves with accessories?
Yes, absolutely. 100,000 billion % yes. I have always loved black elbow length gloves. I think it's super duper elegant. I think that I do think that putting a ring on top of a black glove is a tricky that's a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
You would have to have an expandable ring. But as far as like a long black elbow length glove with like a pearl bracelet, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. If you want to go Chanel, you want to go do like some big interlocking, gold. I think that could be cute too, depending on the bracelet. But yeah, I love it. I love it.
All right, we do have another question. Little Debbie. Question, Ms. Dana, have you always been so adorable? Question to you. Same question to you, Johnny. Aw.
No, only since I got chubby.
Beard.
Yeah, I'm joking. Thank you so much, Miss Debbie. That's such a sweet compliment. Thank you. And
I saw the word question, I just highlighted it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm a giant dork. I really am. Yeah.
Yeah, this morning I had to take out and use the beard butter because my beard was all wild this morning. So it does take me a little while to get that all situated. Mm-hmm. And you have another question from Two Old Guys Vintage and Resell. Did you fall from heaven? Good morning, Mark.
That's very sweet. Thank you, guys. Oh, that's
Pam, hello, good morning, and welcome. And I saw a comment from Live Style Rewind.
Hi, Liv.
I'm trying to go back to that one. I'll find it here. Touchman, I hope everything goes well. I saw you said you were hoping to get out of the hospital. Hope you get well soon. There, Live Style Rewind says lifetime love of clothing right here too.
Yes, it starts. It starts early, and either you're in love with it or you hate. I have some of my very best friends in the world who hate shopping for clothing. They hate it. They would prefer that I take their measurements and go shopping for them if they have the choice. So I usually have to drag them kicking and screaming if there's like a wedding or a funeral or an event or a fundraiser or something. I usually have to drag them by the arm to get to the mall and actually put some clothes on them, or I have to order like 4 outfits for them to try on. Yeah, it's
good morning. Okay, so I have the questions caught up in the chat as of now. Hello, Hattie. Good morning. Hello and welcome.
Hi.
So you're saying gloves make great props for photos when selling jewelry?
I would say for the right ring, yes. Just make sure that you have the right ring and the right size, because if it looks like it's squeezing the glove in half, that's going to look uncomfortable. But wow. Yeah, I think absolutely jewelry on a black background is my favorite to see. I would prefer to see that than on a white background or really any other color background, just because it stands out more, and you see the gems and you see the real color of the metals. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a question to get us started as well. I wanted to get the chat first, and I don't see any other questions at this point. If you have any questions, please make sure you do ask in the chat. So my first question to you, Glammaz.
Yes.
What are the top 5 things that you look for in a piece of clothing to sell on Poshmark?
Let's see. Probably the first thing I look for, the very top thing I look for, is brand. It's not that if it's the right style, it'll still sell, but the number one thing that people look for usually when they're looking up clothing or shoes or accessories is brand. A lot of people are very brand loyal, and they know what fits them and what looks good on them in different brands. So and it's not always Chanel. Sometimes it's as simple as, Levi's. Sometimes it's as simple as an Old Navy specific dress or something like that. So it's just the brand would be the first thing that I would look for. The second thing would be condition, because I want to sell this. I don't want a project. I don't want to sit around and sew something or repair something.
Right.
And, I want profit, not projects.
Right.
So I'm a little picky when it comes to condition, depending on the piece. Now, if it's a Burberry coat and it's got a missing hem, a raw hem or something, I will sell it just like that. And I'll be like, hey, this is a Burberry coat with a raw hem, but I'm still going to get, even with the raw hem or the lining missing, I'm still going to get like, $80 to $100 out of it. And then if it's complete and it's clean and it's beautiful, then of course that's a lot more. But condition, so brand, condition, Style too. Style is important. It's how you photograph things, and it's how you know that your people shop your closet. So, for example, I don't really have to go too far for preppy. Any of the preppy stuff, I'm going to look for those very classic sort of, polo shirts and checkered shorts and Bermuda shorts and things like that. And there's more than one style. You don't have to have like one specific style for your whole closet. But style is important. And how do I say this? It's not, if I have an off-brand something, but it's in great condition and it's a really cool style and it's got like a really great, interesting print, and it's got like batwing sleeves that everybody loves, or it's got a drop waist that is just interesting, or it's got some wonderful detail on it, I will take that off brand. It is it's just, so style is important. Just kind of keep your ear to the ground as to what's trending, and also just, know who your buyer is for that style, know what they sort of want for that style, like what they're willing to pay. Fabric content. Oh my God. Fabric content is so important. Especially now, because the trend is natural fabrics, breathable fabrics, which it should have been all along. So people now they want the cotton, they want linen, they want silk, they want wool, they want cashmere, they want, all of these breathable, real fabrics. So in the summertime, they're always going to want linen. You're never not going to have a demand for linen in the summertime, and cotton. In the fall, they want those silks. They want something rich. They do like the velvets, but the natural wools, cashmere, alpaca, stuff like that. Those are going to be really big in the fall and winter. Spring, back to cotton and a little more silk. And so fabric content is, for me, it's very important because it can sell a piece for me. If I have a sweater that's acrylic and I have a sweater that is wool, the wool one's always going to walk out the door first for me, always, unless the style on the sweater is so off the charts good. But it's also an indicator, the fabric content's also an indicator of quality. And then I think the final thing for me would be size. It's not that I won't pick up small sizes. It's just that medium to large sizes, to extra large sizes, always sell quicker. There are more, look at the average American, and that's who you're selling to. So, size is always going to be important. I like to find, if I can, a large or larger than that. But I've sold mediums, I've sold smalls, depending on what comes in thread-up boxes, or if I find a really great designer brand, like, if it's like if it's like Givenchy shoes, I'm selling those right now in my closet at a size 6. Normally for shoes, you want to stay in that like 7.5 to 11 range. But if it's a good enough brand, I'll do that, because again, brand is number one.
I'm laughing right now because of Aaron. I said, well,
yeah, I saw that guy. I was distracted. I was like, ooh, I wonder if I could figure that out before.
Again, if you have any questions for Glammaz for the Poshmark, please do make sure you do ask it with the word question in caps. And that way I can get it answered for you. Also, I saw RJ Sams. Hello, good morning and welcome. Even though I said it in the chat, I don't know how you heard about the channel, but thank you for coming by, and you're welcome to join us in the question and answers, hopefully. And Mr. Aaron, thank you for being here. My next question for you, Glams, what are some of the things that you don't care about when looking for items to sell on Poshmark?
I think the biggest thing that I don't care about is my own personal style. There are things that I don't like the print. For example, please never send me leopard print anything, because I hate it, but I've got it for sale in my closet because other people love it. I do like it on shoes. I can say that. There are there are certain styles that I like and don't like. I wouldn't personally wear high-waisted mom jeans. My body doesn't work like that. I am not that guy. But I know that they're in style, and I know that if the brand and the condition and the fabric content and the size are right, then yeah. There are also there are certain things that I just don't like, but they sell every single solitary time. So yeah, I whatever I do, whenever I shop and I'm sourcing, I don't involve my personal preferences for style because that's a dead end. That's a bad thing to do.
Okay, I see a statement from hello, Harry. Good morning, hello, and welcome.
Hey, Harry.
Peddling Profits has a question. Are there certain colors of clothing that is more popular trending than others seek out? That seek out?
Yes, absolutely. It depends on the time of year. Although I would list everything for every season year round. But right now there is there's a big move towards green, and things that are green have been moving more quickly in my closet. So I've been picking up more green items, and like a light minty green. And the weird thing is this too. I noticed this trend. At the beginning of the year, the fashion industry puts out a Pantone color of the year. Last year, that color was yellow. So I picked up a bunch of yellow, could not sell it. I took it down, relisted it this year, going like hotcakes. Usually it takes about a year, sometimes 2 years before we catch up with the Pantone color of the year, because we're talking about they call the color and then that color starts coming down the runway, and then it has to leak down all the way down to the regular retail, as opposed to like the haute couture designer stuff from Paris. So I would recommend, if they tell you a Pantone color of the year, hold out about a year and then grab some of that color, because that's probably what's going to be trending. Right now, like I said, green seems to be the color of the year. Yellow also, though, is green and yellow. We're seeing a lot of it on the red carpets, and we're seeing a lot of it in real life. Prom dresses are going for that. Everything, shorts, jackets, you name it, shoes, handbags, all of that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one is from Melissa.
Sure.
I've actually seen people on YouTube auctions using their Poshmark to make a sale. Have you ever used this option?
I haven't. There are people who I actually follow, friends of mine who are not close friends, but my reselling buddies. There are people who will do like a what sold video, or they'll do like a haul and then they'll sell that haul as they go. So it's definitely possible, and it's a good opportunity, I think, for sales. It's just not my thing. It's distracting for me. So if I would rather offer, I like to keep my ducks in their separate little rows. So if I'm offering something on Poshmark, until I pull it down off of Poshmark, I won't offer it for sale in an auction, because I don't want two opposing sales coming in at once, because that is Murphy's Law, and that would happen totally to me. That would totally happen to me.
All right, Gina has a question in reference to your opinion on Pink.
She's a great singer. She's got a beautiful voice. Honestly, here's the thing. Here's a secret. I don't really wear much pink. I'm more of a coral because of my skin tone. But on some people, I have a friend who's got more of an olive undertone in her skin, and she looks beautiful in any color pink. My mother looks good in yellow, and there are not that many people who actually look great in yellow, but she's got brown eyes and brown hair, and she's a little more dark complected than I am, and she looks so beautiful in yellow, any color yellow. So it really depends on the shade too. Like a pastel pink I can get away with, but coral is going to be coral's kind of more of my go-to color.
All right, I'm going to ask a question in reference to piggybacking off of one of the original questions that started with. Geneva, hello, good morning, and welcome. When you were talking about style, what is your opinion about if, like, the different styles that are coming back from the older days? Mm-hmm. For example, disco, the bell bottoms, things like that. Do you feel that that is going to be something that we're going to need to look out for in the future when those styles are, or if you think they're going to come back? And if so, what do you think about it?
They're already coming back. Okay. The flare legs started coming back towards the end of last year, and flare legs and wide legs, because those were in style, not just in the 60s, but also in the late 90s, early Y2K. Christina Aguilera was wearing, low-rise bell bottoms that you could see her little whale tail hanging out of. So the fashion's cyclical. If you wait long enough, everything comes back in.
Exactly.
Everything comes back in. So yeah, what I've been seeing are wide legs are really, really big. They're still into the high waist, but like high waist and baggy now, as opposed to high waist and tight. Mm-hmm. And again, these are things that I'm seeing trending, which is great. But there's also the lady who still, there are also the people who still, they won't wear a baggy jean. They'll always wear the skinny jeans. So your selling defies fashion. It's just a matter of what you can ask for it, if it's in style or not.
Well, for me, I have a question in reference to, I know for me, I'm not one for fashion. I just wear what I want to wear, kind of thing, unless I was going out, but I don't do that anymore since I moved from Louisiana. But one of the questions I have is, when you're shopping or thrifting for your sales to list on Poshmark or any platform, what is your opinion on, if you like the item, should you buy it to sell? If you think you might buy it and keep it, or is that something you should stay away from if it's something you really like when buying it?
I honestly, if I like it, if I love it, I can't stop myself. I'm a lifelong shopper. This whole Poshmark thing just started happening in the past 3 years. I still love shopping for me. And my literal name on Poshmark is Glammaz Shops a Lot, because I do. So like yesterday, I was actually at the Salvation Army, and I found a new with tags a hat that looked like the Audrey Hepburn hat from the jail at Breakfast at Tiffany's when she went to go see the guy in the jail. Yeah, I bought that hat. And here's the thing too. Don't hesitate to buy it because you don't know if you'll want to wear it. Buy it, wear it. When you're done and when you're over it, sell it. Buy, wear, sell. That's my philosophy. Now the funny thing is that 9 times out of 10, when I'm buying something that I really am in love with, it's because it's like a pajama top or like a like really relaxed like clothing. So usually most of my high fashion is already in my closet. It's sitting there, and that's my classic stuff. But for daily wear, child, look at this. These are Old Navy pants. Check these out.
Oh wow. And that's just
yeah. And they're like Old Navy wide-legged pants, and I love them because they've got pockets too, and I can put my phone in there whenever I'm in photographing in my booth. So yeah. It's just, I'm most comfortable in jammies. So don't forget to pick up and sell pajamas. My God, guys, don't let that be an untapped resource.
All right. The next question is from Deborah. Any new Bolo brands to look out for?
Give me just a second. I need a cough.
Okay. And if you have any questions, go ahead and drop it in the chat for us so we can get it answered for you.
Not the only thing that comes to mind right now, and I would have to think about it. The thing that comes to mind the most is Hey Dude. Those slip-on shoes that are called Hey Dude, and if you haven't heard them, haven't heard of them. Hey Dudes go for like They go very, very quickly. They're very popular, kind of mid-range. They cost, my husband picked up a pair for like $55, but they're like the bee's knees right now. So if you can come across a pair of Hey Dudes, you can sell them all, I would say probably 60%, maybe even up to 70%, depending on condition of what they would go for retail.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat if anybody would like to come on and join us on the panel when it has to do with talking about Poshmark, or if you would just want to come on and promote your channel. Also, remember at 9:30 is Dawn, Southern Finds Dawn with Susie Woozy go live at 9:30. So usually on Thursdays, I do try to cut the show down as close as I can without going over too long over Dawn's and Susie's channel live. So definitely go check them out and show them some love and support. They do start at 9:30. But I just dropped the link and I'm going to go ahead and pin it to the top. I do ask that you please make sure you have your camera on so I can verify that it is you. It will show up momentarily at the top of the chat. Hello, JJ. Good morning. Hello and welcome. But still, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat by putting the word question all in caps or at Kajun Roots so I can catch it for you. And also, don't forget to check out at 2 o'clock. I do have a video dropping from our morning shows that I'm condensing into a pre-recorded. And today's one happens to be the first episode of Q&A all about Poshmark with Glammaz when we first started February the 9th. It is a morning show that somebody was asking me. Several people asked me about doing an evening show. Who? Not me. Ain't gonna happen. I've got enough on my plate as it is.
Right.
But decided to go ahead and take the shows, download them on a hard drive, and start uploading them for you every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. I already did first 2 episodes on eBay, and I'm following the calendar on the dates that we started and as we were broadcasting. And so I'm definitely condensing those into where you just get the meat and bones, and I'm giving it a certain title. I do watch the whole video because I have to cut out things that are not questions, and I'm writing them down to get it part of the thumbnail of what we discussed in that show. So if you look at the thumbnail, you'll definitely know most of the topics that we did have questions on that show. And so I did drop the link in the chat. If you would like to come on, please make sure you do have your camera on so I can verify that it's you, but you're more than welcome to turn it off if you are one of those that don't like to show your face. I just need to verify that it is you. And also, Glams, any tips for someone who is thinking about getting into Poshmark, not sure how hard it is? What are some of the tips you would give them to just do it?
I would say, okay, so pull up Poshmark. Pick one item in your house and take a picture of it. Just literally that simple. And it can be anything. It can be anything that you want to get rid of, right? Take a t-shirt, take a picture of it in natural sunlight. Take a picture front and back, and then take a picture of the tag. Go on to Poshmark. You don't have to sell right away, but just go on to Poshmark, take a look around, and try to pull up that t-shirt by name. If you don't see that t-shirt, may I strongly recommend that you just hit sell on Poshmark, and literally all you have to do is download those 3 pictures, put a description in, the size, the maker, and a price, and bada bing, you're done. That is your first item on Poshmark. That's how you start your closet. It is so much easier than eBay. It's so much easier than Mercari. Poshmark does the shipping for you. You don't have to do the shipping. It's so much easier than Etsy. It's so much easier than the real. I don't know. More profitable than the real, I would say. But honestly, I really recommend strongly that you just kind of tool around. And if you have any questions, if you're not sure where you're going, please feel free to reach out to me. There is my Poshmark closet. You can hop on there or take a look around and just see what I'm selling, because I sell a little bit of everything. It's not all Prada shoes. There's, Harley Davidson t-shirts too. So it's, it's across the spectrum, whatever you're most comfortable wearing, whatever you're most comfortable talking about. As far as clothing goes, if you're a guy who just runs around the house in his underwear, you're going to know what the most comfortable underwear is. Sell that. It's kind of like that.
I have a question for you in reference to, there's a channel called Backroad Bitter Chuck.
What?
And I'm not sure if you ever heard of him.
Ew, it sounds gross.
He's come a long way, I think. I think he needs to work a little bit on some of the videos that he does and some of the things that he does. But what is your opinion about Mr. Chuck?
Honestly, probably one of the funniest people I've ever seen on YouTube. I literally, like, his first video that I watched, I was laughing so hard, and he was doing like just little editing and graphics and stuff. He is so hilarious.
Well, I've met them in person, and he's just as hilarious in person as well.
He really is. He really
Okay, we
is.
do have a actual question about Poshmark, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Gina would like to know high heels or wedge shoes.
Heels. It's not that wedge shoes won't sell, but wedge is a it's a fashion thing, and it's cyclical. And most of the people who are following the fashion cycles are not going to wear wedges right now. It's not that they won't sell. Again, some people are very committed to their style or their brand.
All right, now we have Peddling Profit asking, does plus size sell better than average sizes?
Depends on the product, but traditionally, yes. If it is, especially blouses, in pants, average sizes tend to sell better for me than larger sizes. But other than that, in like dresses, tops, jackets, the plus sizes always sell better for me. When it comes to shoes, like the extra wides, things like that, people are looking for those. So yeah, I would say yeah.
Margie has a question. What's the Vero list like on Posh?
It's like it doesn't exist because they don't have one. They do not have a zero list. Bye. Yeah, like it's like a myth. It's mythical. Yeah, Poshmark doesn't have a bureau list, guys.
Hello, Gate Smasher says, please stop by. He's stopping by. They stopping by to say, hey, heading out to the back swamps to manhandle a few gators. All right, some good gator meat, some gator tail. What's up? Who's your sticker? Hello, good morning, and welcome, sir. How are you doing? Good to see you. Must have just get off of work, huh? So yeah, if you have any questions about Poshmark, please feel free to ask in the chat, because that's what we want to do here. Especially if you're thinking about getting into Poshmark and you haven't taken that one step yet to do it. And this is more like to help you ease your mind. And if you had questions, again, we do this every Thursday. Peddling Profit says, purses, how can you be sure you're getting?
I'm guessing she means how can you be sure you're not getting a knockoff? Authentic, yeah. There are many videos on YouTube. I would recommend, if you're planning on picking up purses, I would recommend looking at purses, looking at videos on how to spot a fake handbag. I can tell you that if you're looking at most designers will not use like cheap fabrics. So if it's patent leather, it's real patent leather. It's not gonna just scrape off against a wall. It's not gonna do that. It would get scuffed before it would scrape.
Right.
I do have a video on my channel about being able to tell fake Coach. But if you're not sure, take some pictures, send it to me. I'm on Instagram, and I think my Instagram's listed below. Yeah. If you have questions about Coach, send it to me. A lot of Kate Spade, the being able to tell if it's authentic has a lot to do with the materials. It has a lot to do with the patterns. I can usually spot a Kate Spade from like across the room. I'm like, oh, that's Kate Spade, because they have a lot of them are boxy. That was a very, very big thing. So no prod bags or Coach. No, yeah, Cooch. I call them Cooches. But there are also things like Louis Vuitton. Don't buy an LV bag at the Goodwill. Don't do it. Because people don't give those away.
No, getting ready for the show for Saturday. Awesome. I saw you post your message earlier. The Simpsons, hello, good morning, and welcome. So no Prada bags or Gooch.
Prod or Gooch.
All right, Jennifer has a question. Can you still make sales if you don't share your closet? That's an excellent question.
It is an excellent question. And the answer is yeah. if you have something that is really specific that somebody is specifically looking for. Before I started sharing my closet, and I was an idiot when I started, I didn't watch anybody's videos, so I didn't know what they were talking about. Before I started sharing my closet, when I first started selling on Poshmark, I was so excited because the first month I had 2 sales. And then I found out about sharing my closet, and like 2 sales is like a really slow Monday for me. So yeah, you can sell. It's possible. It's just you're just not gonna sell as much or as often. You're just not gonna make that much money, and a lot of your stuff's gonna sit.
All right. I didn't realize I did not have your Instagram in the description.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm adding that right now.
Thank you.
And it is the Glammaz Closet 1970, correct?
Yes.
Instagram?
Yes.
And it is now in there. I thought I had it in there, but it's not. But it is now. All right, let's see. We sell a lot of purses, not when purses afraid of. Yeah. One of the questions I have next on that is, I know with eBay, you basically can, if it's like over a certain amount, you can send it in to get authenticated. Does Posh have that kind of thing for those who are not sure? Want to make sure before they actually does Poshmark, you have to send it to them before they send it to the customer, similar to what eBay does?
If it's over $500, yes, Poshmark has authentication. So if you're selling it for $500 or over, then yes, there's an authentication process that it has to go through. So when you sell it, it actually goes to Poshmark as opposed to the customer first. Okay. And Poshmark does the authentication for you. So if it's under 500, they won't authenticate it. If you need it authenticated, if it's a let's say that you have a giant old Louis Vuitton, antique trunk, that you're not 100% sure if it's authentic or if it's a knockoff or what, I would definitely have that authenticated. If it's a high enough designer brand like Chanel or Louis, where it's going to resell at like $1,000 or more value, have it authenticated. It is worth the money.
And Margie has a question in reference to, what are the fees like for Posh?
20%. There is a 20% that they take right off the top, no matter what you make, whether you sell something for, $20 or whether you put it on sale for $10, they still take 20%. Anything that is $5 or under, they will take $2.95 automatically. Anything that's over that, they're going to anything that's over that, they're going to take their 20% off. Mm-hmm. So that's the fee.
I want to say hello to the wait. Jane, hello, good morning, and welcome. The next question, I was trying to pop back and forth, and I want to highlight the question first. Where it went. Right here. Peddling Profits wants to know, we heard that you can put any purse on Posh, even if you're not sure it's authenticated. Is that true?
If it's for less than 500, then yeah, it's unethical. It's going to ruin your reputation, and somebody's going to bust you. So don't think you can do that and get away with it for a long time. But yeah, it's like anything else. I can put a $400 purse on eBay and have it be a total fake, but that catches up with you.
Gina says you can call Coach to verify any Coach bag using the number on the purse. I didn't know that.
Yes and no. It depends. Currently, yes, Gina is absolutely right. If it is a vintage style from the early 80s, you may have trouble finding that number because they did random. They did random serial numbers and registration numbers. Like, it would have a number on the creed that meant absolutely nothing. They would just stamp a number on there. So yeah, some of the earlier numbers are a little bit tougher. But that's where you get into like vintage Coach, and there are other ways
Margie's was the other one was the first one is a continuation from what the fees are like on Poshmark, and are there different closet levels like eBay?
Oh. No, you don't get to pay extra or pay up or anything like that. There are Coach has an ambassador program. And so you can become a coach. Oh my God, you can become a Poshmark ambassador if you do the right sales, and if you have enough sales and you meet all the criteria, and then you can become a Poshmark ambassador too. And what I found is that doesn't make a tinker's darn bit of difference whatsoever to me.
And it's funny you talking about that, because today's video that's coming out at 2:00, that was one of the major topics we had on that first show. So it's coming out today at 2:00. Yeah. We had a great comments and great feedback on that question in the chat that day. Let's see. Poshmark will show you what you will make when you do your listing. It automatically calculates the fees from your item.
That is right. That's absolutely right.
Listed no matter what. Only the coaches
can be listed no matter what.
I didn't want to actually say that, but yeah. Wouldn't you put a purse on purposely knowing that if it's fake? Yeah, you got to make sure you kind of know some of that. Do unto others as you would like them do unto you. Do this. Don't list a known fake if you don't know what. Yeah, exactly, because it can get you in trouble.
My thought for selling a knockoff is illegal, and that'll come back to. That's why I said that'll come back to haunt you. Be sure thy sins will find thee out.
Hello, Sailor Stacker. Hello, good morning and welcome. If it's illegal, what are those making the fakes in the world? Yeah, that's happening. Yeah. Just try to do your homework.
Yeah, so is meth, and you should see Jefferson County, Missouri.
But there are some videos out there that I've noticed when I was first getting into different purses to sell. There are some videos out there that they break it down and tell you and show you and walk you through not only where to find it, but also how to find it if it's fake, or make sure it's real. So definitely do some research on YouTube and see those that are, if you may not know who they are, kind of watch some of their videos and see, what's going on with them, if they're telling the truth and that kind of stuff. Because, some people just do videos to do videos. But I know with Glammaz, I did watch her videos on how to find a fake coach, and how to tell if it's real or fake. But I still send her pictures on Instagram. What do you think about this one? Is this real? Is it fake? What do you know what I'm saying? Before I do anything.
Yeah, I don't consider myself the coach expert, but I can tell you that I've been collecting for 32 years. I've got a pretty good eye for it. I mean, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking at most of the time.
There are so many fakes because there is a market for it, and not just people being duped. And some people do buy those just because that's what they like, necessarily not wrong, but some people, as long as they know what they're getting, and you do let them know it is not original, it's not the real deal. But yeah, I try not to mess with none of that. And if I have to, and if I'm not 100% sure, it's going to my antique booth. You just got to be careful on where you put it, because you can get in trouble with that. There's Jennifer dropping the feature channel of the week, y'all. If you haven't checked it out, tomorrow will be a whole new channel. So definitely check it out. Glammaz says, let's see, quit lying. You've been a coach expert forever.
Well, I walk around with one every day.
And you do give away some too every now and then on your show.
I do. Sometimes I give them away.
All right, so don't forget, today at 9:30 is Dawn Southern Finds Dawn. You have plenty of shows coming up right after this today. You also have at 10 o'clock is several shows. Let me go over a few just to get you started for this morning. For example, at 9:30 is Dawn Southern Finds Dawn and Susan Wizzy go live. Please go show them some love and support. They do this every Thursday, and that's the only day they do their morning shows. So go check them out. And then 10 o'clock is Carol's Creative Corner with Irene and Leo. And then at 10 o'clock, you also have Stacy May Stash with her crafting. You also have 10 o'clock is the Booty Chick Rita with her daily devotions. 11 o'clock, as far as I know, I haven't heard any difference, is the Adopted Retrospects with her live auction, and so on and so forth, all the way up to 12 o'clock. You also have Two Hip Chicks, Dawn and Mary. They do their lives every Tuesday and Thursday. So definitely going to show them some love and support as well. Jennifer just dropped their link. So what we'll do is, Glammaz, go ahead and any final thoughts, any final tips, and then don't forget to promote your channel as well as what you have coming up this weekend for your channel.
Honestly, my final thought is this. Look for the weird, the unusual, the stuff that sticks out, the stuff that you fall in love with at first sight. If you feel a fabric and you're like, this is the best feeling fabric I've ever seen on a sweater, grab it. Don't be afraid to experiment a little, because weird sells, and trust your taste. Trust your taste. If you're into jackets, if you're into NASCAR hats, if you're whatever you're into, trust your taste in that thing. And that's what you sell. That's what you start selling. And then you expand a little bit by little bit. That's all. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's right.
This Saturday morning, I have coffee with Glammaz, and because I had to move last week, my apology to all of you is that I'm going to have a lovely little giveaway towards the end of my show. So we're going to give away. Well, you know what? Let's make it a surprise. I have a lovely little giveaway. I'll just say that. So I hope you can join me 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern on Glammaz Closet this coming Saturday morning as we celebrate Easter weekend in style. I'll probably have a big old hat, because that's what we do. That's what you do when you grow up evangelical. You put on big hats. So we'll have church hats. And we're going to be giving away probably not that Gulf Coast. That's my biggest thing is that you don't have to be an expert on fashion. Be an expert on what you wear. That's all I got.
All right. So what we'll do is we're going to get right in the show, and I just wanted to type everything I needed in the chat so I don't forget. Also, don't forget, every Thursday we do this at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and tomorrow is Q&A all about Etsy, and that's with Design Laura. And then on Mondays, I do usually question and answers that has to do with YouTube and StreamYard. On Tuesdays, it's Q&A all about eBay, and that's with Bargain Effects Tommy 2.0. On Wednesdays, when we have can have Anthony on if he's not feeling well or if he's at a late show. That's usually on Whatnot Wednesdays. We're right back here on Thursdays with Glammaz Closet. Also, every Monday night at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our fun night, bingo night. It's free to play, free to win, free to ship. Also, tomorrow, every Wednesday, I do the Hump Day auction. The second and fourth Friday of every Friday of each month, we do the Deals of the Dawn. And tomorrow, Friday, I keep thinking today's Friday. Saturday, I am on with Hoosier Stacker as his co-host, as this weekend is a Easter special edition of the Hoosier Stacker Bingo, which starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. So come on out and support it and have some fun. If you have nowhere to go and you would like to hang out with us, it is the Easter weekend. And so we will come and check it out and see what we got going on for this Saturday. You'll be surprised. It is an Easter special. That's all I'm saying. So with that being said, like I say, was Anthony. He's not feeling well. He had a headache, and he did in his Whatnot auction early, like around 4 o'clock, I think he said. But he just woke up with a major headache, so he wasn't feeling well yesterday. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers, please. And again, if you have any questions on any of those particular shows, make sure you bring them on. Also, don't forget on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I am dropping a video at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is a condensed version of the morning shows for those who cannot make the show and you want to check it out. It is going to be at 2 o'clock. It is dropped. The one today happens to be the first episode of the Q&A all about Poshmark when we started this on February the 9th. So with that being said, like I say before in each and every show, please don't forget to go support Dawn and Mary, Southern Finds Dawn and Susie Woozy at 9:30 as they go live from the doghouse, and Dawn and Mary go live at 12 o'clock. And if you have any questions about who's going on, what time, what day, check the calendar out. It's in the community tab. It is the second post below in the community tab. And also don't forget to check out every Wednesday. I do put out shout out channels. Right now, I am going through all those who are members of the channel. As well as on Fridays, I do post a new featured channel of the week every Friday morning before the morning show. So as I said before I end each and every show, if you would like to come on after the show's over, the link will be at the top of the chat. You're more than welcome to come and chit chat with us after the show is over. And as I say, love always, love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. And if I don't see you before the Easter weekend, have a blessed and happy holiday weekend on Easter, as well as later. Peace out. And then y'all come back. Now you here. Bye.